This is
What's
wild because listen, this 2030 agenda is coming so quickly. And if you are traveling abroad, you need to understand how to maneuver. I mean, it's 2026. We're going into 2027. You spoke with two clients last night who are sisters in the mature adult
hmm
intensive, and the revelations have been astounding. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about it, but we also need to talk about what is happening leading up to 2030 because there's a very narrow window left. And as you can see, as you can tell by the news, the previous videos on this channel,
mm,
the super hyper surveillance, the flock cameras, the everything is going insane. But this is your prime time. This is your pristine time to go ahead and exit America with the last bit of ease that's available before all HE double hockey sticks breaks loose.
yeah, because as we see, it is breaking loose right now. To be honest, like all the fires that's happening, all the floods, all the tornadoes, all the earthquakes in diverse places. These are signs that we always need to pay attention to and realize sooner than later is the phrase that you should want to say. Like anything that you're doing, you want to do it sooner than later. And last night in that mature adult intensive, these are two sisters that is ages 79 and 82. It was a blessing to talk to them. They had so much wisdom, so much like their relationship was so tight, their understanding was so tight, and it just made me think about, man, the Most High is really calling His people, no matter the age
Mm.
they are. So as you guys know, us, we are journeying with us, and we are in our 30s. You get what I'm saying? And when we talk to people of that wisdom, I guess I can say with that wisdom and understanding, it's just a blessing to hear. We were sharing, or they were sharing their stories when they were younger, 10 years old and 11 years old, and what they remember that I guess I could say how America was back
Mm.
then when it
Yeah.
came down to Emmett Till and things like that. And I'm like,
Mm.
whoa, for
Yeah.
me, man, I'm glad that I'm talking to you. But, that's besides the point in this video. We're going to kind of break down what we talked about in week one. And it's some good questions that people do not, man, watch out.
Our cat just hopped up. He's like,
He's about to drop the,
he's about to be in the
drop,
video.
yeah, he's about, no, the phone was about to get in the pool, man. But, yeah, so stay tuned. Make sure you like the video. Leave your comments below. As you guys know, we try to be organic, straightforward for you guys to understand. These are very important questions. So the first thing that we are going to talk about is the emotional map.
Absolutely, because like you were saying, if you see what's happening in America, you see the 2030 agenda is coming,
Mm-hmm.
you will own nothing, you will be happy, you will have all these flock cameras around watching you, watching your children, watching your cousins, watching everybody. And you also see, because the fact that you were talking about how they had lived through that time period of Emmett Till, you see they're lynching people now in the States. You
Mm.
see they're inciting a race war to get ready
Nothing
for
new under the
2030
sun.
when you're
Yeah.
going to be in the super hyper surveillance system. So that's like, oh, for your safety, these flock cameras are helpful. Oh, for your safety, I want you to have these numbers on your head and your Neuralink in your left hand or your right hand or whatever it's going to be. But you need to understand your emotional map because that's what you went over with them over week one. And this comes from my coaching philosophy because I'm an entrepreneur of 10 years. I've coached clients on the marketing and corporate side. And so I
Mm.
brought that into the mature adult intensive curriculum so that you could then coach our clients and tell them how to have their why, how to have their emotional map and their own self assessment to ask, are you actually relocation ready? Like, why are you even moving? If you're moving because it's popular or cute or
Mm-hmm.
because you saw a YouTube video, that's not a good reason and you probably will not stay long term.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead, you should be leaving specifically for a fundamental infrastructure reason. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I see what's coming to America in 2030. That's going to be the thing that makes you stay outside of America instead of just, well, I like vacation. I like how there's a lot of black people there. I like how people are partying. Like, those things aren't useful for these times. Those aren't functional for these times. This is why you see people
Function.
go back to America because the true function and reason to leave the United States is because you understand infrastructurally, culturally, spiritually, that it is going down the drain rapidly. Rapid pace all the way down. Asia's rising, Africa's rising. And so you
Mm-hmm.
should be choosing areas like this And we are very openly expressing that.
It ain't scared me like that, girl. It's just a butterfly. You see both of us, both.
That's
All
living
praises,
on the island, huh?
all praises for the
You
beauty.
do your
Uh,
videos outside. Look, you'll know. Wow,
oh
that butter. It
man,
was beautiful, but
that
that
was
shocked
big.
me.
Yeah,
Like
that
he was
shocked me
like,
too.
right? Like, what does that mean? Like butterflies in Hebrew. We gotta go look that up.
Man, all praises. But yeah, but like you were saying, America is falling, and it might not seem like it to a lot of people. And this is one thing that I just the other day I was doing a live, and somebody was commenting, "Oh, you need to get back to America. Why are you trying to run away from America?" And people still think like that in a way. They still love America.
Hmm.
That's what I break it down to. Like you just love America if you want to stay there,
Hmm.
and
That's fine.
yeah, that's okay.
That's your business.
Yeah,
That's your
that's your
prerogative.
business. That's not what the Most High told us, right? And it's something important that people got to realize that this U.S. dollar is going to inflate and be strong in America,
Mm.
right? So this is why I say it is important to know things. We are in a time of knowledge. We are in a time of wisdom, of discernment. You get what I'm saying? Of increase, of abundance. And this US dollar is only going to be it's going to be weak in America but strong outside of America.
Right.
So
Right.
it's just it just makes sense. Common sense tells me outside of America, using that US dollar outside of America will benefit your cost of living so much. It will help you lower your cost of living so much. And this is what basically we're trying to get people to understand. Like that's checkmate right there.
Yeah, and this literally leads into our global safety checklist because we are living in a time of hyperinflation in America, like you were
Mhm.
saying. Inflation also happens on the continent of Africa if you're choosing the wrong countries. Inflation happens in Asia if you're choosing countries. For example, China is going through a housing bubble and a
Mm.
housing issue right now. So you do have to understand the macroeconomics behind moving abroad. And like you were saying, they told you, it was a 2 hour session. That's typically what you do with clients. People don't know that, but you
Yeah.
do spend time coaching and being very much in depth and going through each and every modality with them so that they can understand, okay, how can I save tens and thousands of dollars? How can I save myself pressure, stress,
Mhm.
um,
The
inequitable
heaviness,
access to
yeah.
electricity, things of that nature? Like, there is a strategy and a structure that you need to follow, and that's the structure that we provide for our clients. Because when you have global safety in mind, then you're going to go to places that are neutral. Remember, there's actually only 20 countries on the continent of Africa that you should even be in because
Mm.
a lot of these embassies have closed or are closing or withdrawing their operations, which means these territories are not necessarily going to be as neutral as they used to be. And so you can have a lot of corruption type of issues there. Now, these ladies, they also said something interesting. They said they looked at Kenya, they looked at South Africa, but it didn't resonate with them. It didn't
Mm.
give them peace in
Yep.
their soul. When we make decisions to travel, to invest, to expand into other territories, we only go with what feels peaceful. And if you are a follower of Yah, then you know that feeling. If you're someone
Mhm.
that isn't spiritual, doesn't understand discernment, then you may not align with that. But for those of us who have discernment, you can feel a place. You can feel what you're supposed to do, what you're not
Mhm.
supposed to do. You can feel something's just not right. I don't want to go through this. This may not be the place for me.
Yeah. No, that's very important. Like discernment. That's why I said like I know they were talking about going to Kenya and something was off, and that's just that wisdom. I'm telling you, that's that
Yeah.
discernment because a lot of things is happening in Kenya. If you guys don't know, with Israel and stuff like that, and them buying a whole bunch of land, and things are changing in a way when it comes to just visiting and being a tourist and having a health plan and stuff, and it's a lot that's happening, guys. So this is why we want people to get behind the scenes so we can talk about these things in depth because we see what's coming. We see countries rising, we see countries falling. We see the how and if you're not going to see it, you're going to feel it pretty soon. These next couple of weeks is going to be super important to pay attention to
That's true.
because there's going to be famines, there's going to be shortage of water, shortage of food. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Shortage of electricity, especially in America.
Mm.
This is something that a lot of people don't talk about, and all praises that we have the experience um, in Tanzania with load shedding.
Right, right.
America is basically it's like flipping.
It's
It's
becoming third
flipping.
world.
Yeah, it's becoming third
Mm.
world. I know it's been floods and stuff. I want to say, was it?
In Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana,
Yeah,
and they haven't
Indiana.
had power in a while.
Ooh.
You get what I'm saying? People are not used to that. People do not know how to maneuver through that. So it is important to know it is coming fast, and you really gotta buckle down. And like from the beginning, sooner than later, sooner than later.
Absolutely, And as we're talking about week one, you also took them through political stability, our conflict tracker, health infrastructure, our insurance access grid that we created,
Hmm.
safety red flags, how to spot risky relocation advisors, lawyers, attorneys, all of those things, and personal safety plans before you exit America. All of this work, and this is only week one, this is a 4-week program. All
Hmm.
of this work has to be done before you leave America. All of this work has to be done before you leave the United States of America so that you can find success abroad. This is why so many expats, so many of our clients, so many people that get in touch with us now, they find success in the long term, getting 5 to 10 year residence permits,
Mm.
having relocated their family or just them or whatever it is they're relocating. I was ready for the butterfly that time. Having relocated everything, having that global mobility structure, then they're able to make wise decisions that do not require them to go back to America. There was
Hmm.
a time in the travel to Africa movement where it's like, hey, just like go to Tanzania real quick, go to South Africa, just see how it works. But those
Mm.
times are over. Now you're looking at more stable areas. Now you're like, okay, how neutral is it? What's their U.S. embassy doing? Is it expanding or is it shrinking? Do I have
Hmm.
access to good health care? Do I feel like I'm welcomed by the people instead of getting bribed and tricked and stolen from all the time?
Mm.
These are the things that really matter. Like, you need to be in a place, especially if you are over 50, but also especially if you have a family, because you can't forget our client in the mature adult intensive who they were in their 30s
Hmm.
and they're pregnant. They're about to have a baby out here in
Yeah.
Mauritius. And so we have these different clients, and we serve people of different demographics, whether they're Caribbean, from Haiti, or if they are from America and they're African
Europe. Yeah.
American, or
UK.
if they're European. We serve these different peoples. Even I believe that lady, she was Korean a
Correct.
couple months
Exactly.
ago. And
Yep.
so we serve these different people just in a new way, because the world is opening up in such a way, but also closing for the United States of America, closing for the Americas. The Americas will be the new conglomerate. Just come back 5 years from now, and I'm just telling you, the Americas will be its own conglomerate.
Mm.
Okay. And what stays in America is going to stay in America. It's not going to stretch throughout the entire earth, because America does not have jurisdiction throughout the entire earth, especially in times of war where you're seeing
What's
multipolarism.
happening? Yeah.
Iran is showing you quite literally that America does not have that far reach. And if you did not know, North Korea and South Korea are now talking about becoming one and stopping their war. So you're having a very multipolar world where America's not top dog. America can't even control their own citizens. America can't even get the sailors off of the ship that they left stranded in the Strait of Hormuz. So this isn't like a global
Mm.
superpower type of deal anymore. This is a fallen society. And your question is, okay, how do I want to maneuver safely through these times? Whether you are young or whether you're an elder, whether you're an investor, you're an entrepreneur, a mother, a father, somebody that homeschools, whatever it is, these times are both exciting,
Hmm.
and there's also going to be some fallen things happening for the Americas as we see.
Yeah. And as that society is falling, you should be rising from that fall. You know, right? Just how it says in the scriptures of, the wicked will basically pay you, to be honest. And people have to step back and realize that, hey,
The wealth of the wicked is stored for the
yeah,
righteous.
thank you, baby. But yeah, that's basically what it is. So you might as well get your cost of living lower, take advantage of the inflation in America, how that US dollar is still going to be strong and nobody can survive in America, but outside of America, it's a little bit different. So it is time to really strategize. It's really time to strategize because we are in the second half of this year, 2026.
Yes,
2027
sir.
is going to be something else.
Woo.
And the signs are there, guys. The signs are there. Everything that's happening right now, like I was saying at the beginning, with the earthquakes, with the volcanoes
Erupting.
erupting and everything like that, um, floods, fires. It's going to be the same thing next year, but probably more intense. And this year it has been intense. They're talking about Europe is
Yeah.
on fire.
Mm.
It's not wildfires anymore.
Mm.
It's like they can't control what's happening. And the only person that can control it is, is the Most High.
Yeah.
So whatever he's leading you to do, whatever he's calling you to do, you have to do it.
Yeah.
You
Do it
have
with
to.
speed, do it with diligence,
Yeah.
do it through prayer, and just speak the word and continue on your path, because what he has, like he literally says, you cannot even fathom to see what I have for you in the world to come. But
Hmm.
Mark 10 also says, you shall get some of it now in this time. If you are willing to leave cousins, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles to follow me, to bear
Hmm.
your cross or to bear your wooden stick and follow him to wherever he shall lead you to go, to wherever he leads you to disciple, to whatever he leads you to do outside of America. If you would just bear that and just follow him just blindly, then you'll just
Yeah.
come into paradise. You'll just come into the ultimate
Abundance.
spiritual
Yeah.
paradise, but then physical paradise, as evidenced by Mark 10. And he also says in the book of John, he says, in my father's house are many
Man,
mansions.
yep.
If it were not so, I would not have left and told you to come. He's saying, I've already prepared places for you in the spiritual, but what happens in the spiritual must also happen in the physical. These are realms that are identical to each other. So he has a
Hmm.
house prepared for you in the heavenlies, but he also has houses prepared for you in the physical.
Yeah.
Many mansions, many rooms, many places that you are going to be able to tread and to have dominion and to have jurisdiction. He is placing a spiritual authority upon the remnant that is going to go out to these places, like it says in the Gospels, until the end time, until Yahusha comes back. He says, my disciples are going to be all throughout the earth.
Yeah.
He says, I'm
You
going to
gotta
lead you all
occupy.
throughout.
Yeah.
You're going to be all throughout the earth. You're not going to be in one territory. I'm going to have you occupy so many different territories that have these different strongholds that you're going to have to go in and
Mm.
build the altar of Yah, that you're going to have to go in and be the Abraham of your family. And like our client said, I was listening to the recording, she said literally the same thing that I always say.
Hmm.
You may be the one in your family to get everybody else out. And it may take time, but you're going to have to be patient.
You gotta
What matters is
endure.
that you are
Yeah.
obedient and you are doing what Yah called you to do, even when it looks strange, even when it looks like, oh, it's just me doing this, because years later it could be your whole family that comes with you,
Exactly. Yeah.
because they're going to endure things in America and you're just preparing Noah's Ark. You're just preparing a place for them at this rate.
Exactly. Yeah. It's very important to have that faith, guys. I know I just did the video the other day when I went down a random road that I never been down before, and the Most High shocked me with a like something I never seen. Right. So that faith that I had, that not knowing this road, but he showed me something so new, and it was so beautiful, and it was so abundant. So that's basically what it is. You have to step out on faith. That's what faith is. You got to do the unknown, and the Most High
Yeah.
already has it planned out for you. So, guys, I believe that's it. So,
Yeah.
all praises to the Most High, guys. Make sure you like the video. Check the links in the description, guys. I know the mature adult has started, but like say, guys, we really are here for you to work things out. So if you want to still join this cohort, just email us and let us know. Like, it is powerful. This cohort is very powerful, just because of the wisdom that's in the room, just because the spirit that is in the room. I guess I could say the Zoom room, our room, their room, the Zoom room. You know, um,
Yeah.
it's something special. It's
And
something
payment
special.
plans are available. $550 for your first week, and then you come through and pay the next 550
Mm-hmm.
during week 3. So
Yeah.
that's
So
awesome. That's great. I think this is just like a really great season. I think it's just so powerful how many retirees, how many entrepreneurs, investors who wanted just to find a different place, just want to see something different. They have survived the Emmett Till situation. They have
mm,
survived the 1960s. They have survived corporate laying them off. They've survived all of these things to come into an island that's paradise like this and have
it's a
residency,
blessing.
and
Yeah.
even just to be on this, even having this experience, because Mark Twain, who's a famous writer from way, way long ago, said that he came here because he was a writer that would also travel and explore. And he said seeing Mauritius was like seeing the closest thing to heaven on earth.
Mm, that's deep.
And most people just don't get this chance in life. Most people don't even know this place exists. Most people spiritually cannot even fathom living in
Yeah,
a
I was
place
about
like
to say
this
that.
without just so much negativity. Like, they can't come into the full blessing of Yah and just let Yah provide grace and favor,
Mm-hmm.
because they're so used to being traumatized. They're so used to seeing their people getting lynched, seeing their people getting knocked out. They don't even believe that something like this could even exist.
Yeah. You cannot put your fear in the wrong things. The only thing that you should fear is the Most High, and that's the beginning. Because if you're fearing, oh, Mauritius, it might be too good for me, or it might be too expensive, as we hear, it might be racist, it might be this, you haven't experienced it.
It's an island. It might be, oh my gosh, it might
Yeah,
be,
it's a
oh
small little
no,
dot and this and that. Like, get
the
over
land's
all
going
that.
to, oh, these
Yeah.
are like, this is where in Proverbs it says that a lazy servant foresees danger and just does nothing. Like the lazy servant will be like, oh my gosh, there's a lion, so I couldn't go over there. Versus somebody that has a Caleb or a Joshua spirit that's able to
I'm
say,
taking the land.
we're
Yeah.
going to go through and take the land. We're
Yep.
not going to sit back and idolize and sit and have all these strange thoughts and have all of these strange deities inside of fear and doubt and confusion. We're going to take the land. We're going to do it with the quickness, and then we're going to continue on further, because you shall go to faith and glory to glory.
Yeah.
Because he who is trusted with little will also be trusted with much more. So if you can be trusted with just this global mobility journey that the Most High is setting you on, then he's going to set you up for even more. We can attest to that because we
Yep.
never knew we would be on this island.
Yeah.
We never knew we would be doing the things that we do today, or speaking to the different nations that we speak to
Really.
today. Like, we didn't even foresee this coming, but each and every step we humble ourselves under his guidelines and say, okay, if you would have us to speak to these people, fine. If it's a Korean person, if it's a Chinese person, if you're drawing
Mm.
people to you, who am I to try and stop what you
Mm-hmm.
Almighty Yah are doing to draw the nations to you before the end times? I'm just
Mm.
not one of those people that's willing to do that.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
say, have your way, Father Yah. I am
Yeah.
just a vessel that
That's
is
deep.
willing to abide in the vine.
Yeah. Look, you gotta understand and know how to love your neighbor, and that's very important. I know we've been talking about that behind the scenes with a lot of people about loving their neighbor, and you can feel that here, how people really love their neighbor.
Yeah, they take care of you
They
here.
really take care of you, and you should know how to do that too. You know, we have to love each other in a way, um, and try to, just like my wife said, we are the light to bring these nations closer to the Most High.
You are the light of the world, the salt of the earth, but if the light
So,
is hidden, how can anybody see it?
yeah, don't hide no more.
The light can't hide.
Shine. It's time to shine. So, all praises to the Most High, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like the video. You can email us with any questions, and we'll talk to you next one.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.